like we would carry on and we'd do anything for what we started. But this time we could break. I'm running dry, everything's the same. We'll try tonight. No, this time we're not safe and sound. Not safe and sound. What if I'm no good for you? What if you're no good for me? Yeah. What if I
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our brand new show, Heroes Core New Genesis Season 3, Episode 1 Torn, Tattered, Battered, and Beaten. Right, so how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Heroes Core.
I'm doing all right. Hey, new showtime, yes.
Yeah.
Alright.
Meanwhile, a bunny lays dead in Anthem somewhere.
Yeah.
And a small kobold is crying over her.
You've read the shenanigans in the past weeks in our Discord server, on our RP section on our Discord server. Yes, our dear bunny friend Anarchy is apparently been retired.
Yeah.
May she have carrots for the rest of her life.
Yeah, she won't need carrots for the rest of her life when Ashes is done with her. Ashes will resurrect her and make her a bodyguard. She can do
Why A-Man is here? Oh.
Yeah, our wonderful commander is here too.
Yay!
In
Hey,
chat.
how are you, Quinn? All right, so
And I do believe that our wonderful captain has shown up, although he's currently muted.
Okay, excellent. Well, welcome to Heroes Core Season 3, New Genesis. It's been a while since we've jumped back into our superhero series. But we're super excited to present to you this amazing revamp of Season 3. We won't talk about the past Season 3, because that never happened.
Are you sure?
What are you talking about? I don't remember another Season 3.
Ah, that's true.
Different timeline, maybe.
Yeah, different timeline.
Alright, well,
I think...
Yeah.
So
let's quickly jump into how I plan to do this today. Is we're going to go to the character screen. We're going to introduce ourselves as players, and then introduce ourselves as characters in the story. If that is fair.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to jump to here. So, hi everyone, I am PAK USA, RT Studios. As you can see me in the upper right hand corner, I am running today's game, and my camera is being all kinds of flickery because of temporal shenanigans. We won't talk about those. Yeah, and I'll be running today's game and this series, but I will be passing it over to our dear friend down over, nope, that one.
Which one?
At an angle, you. Go ahead,
Me?
Blue. Go ahead, yes.
The wit.
Which person are you going to do this with?
You.
Me.
Introduce your you.
Hello, I am Trisha Welsh. I am not sitting in the GM seat this time. I am sitting in a player seat. I played the wonderful Lapis Witch. Hey, we've had several shenanigans on the lexicon today. Oh boy.
Yep.
Yes, I do stream. I will mention that when we finish up our streaming today. What I do stream, the days I stream.
Yep. I gave you a shout out though, so.
Yes. Now, and now I throw it down to the person below me.
Oh, yeah, that would be me. Hi, I am Katie Wynn, and since technically my character isn't a returning one, I will do what the GM asks, and you get nothing until she's revealed.
Yep.
Yes.
And for our newest player, I do ask that you please turn on your webcam.
If you can.
If you can, that's.
Just
yeah. I would
putting that up.
Yeah, if you can, because if that was the case, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. If you can. If not.
On my tablet, it doesn't exactly have a front viewing camera.
Okay, never mind then. Thank you for letting me know. I will turn off your feed on my end. Thank you for letting me know. But go ahead and
Yeah.
introduce yourself as you, the player, not the character.
I am Jordan, a longtime Star Trek player with Kenny. Yeah, I am going to be joining you guys as the charismatic Kratos.
Charismatic crate. Ooh, nice alliteration. I like it.
Yes. As
He
what
is
Kratos
alien
is, we don't
being
know.
from
Don't
a
stop there.
planet of unknown origins.
Yep, stop there. We'll learn more in the story. All right, and you may notice that there is a section for a special guest. That section is reserved for maybe future episodes. We don't know. We'll see who pops in there soon.
Oh,
And with
yes.
that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after the opening intro. Please stay tuned and hope you have a heroic adventure.
Cold inside, tore my mind, stole my peace. I prayed for ease, but feared that my days were over. That emptiness is hard to pass. To fill that gap, you need to open up. All your days are over. But you sent your light to be found now. It's like my engines overflow, and I'm fueled, it's time to go. Oh, we are in this rush, it's love in the fast lane. I feel I'm strong beyond belief, and this is happening to me. I'm shouting over these emotions, love in the fast lane. I finally found my love. I finally found my love. Sometimes I recall, repeat it all, the hopelessness, the bitter taste of fear, that my days were over. But you sent your light to find me. It's like my engines overflow, and I'm fueled, it's time to go. Oh, we are in this rush, it's love in the fast lane. I feel I'm strong beyond belief, and this is happening to me. I'm shouting over these emotions, love in the fast lane. I finally found my love. I finally found my love. I finally found my love. My love, my love. Give it one try, you will see. If you give it away, you'll be free tonight. It's like my engines overflow, and I'm fueled, it's time to go. Oh, we are in this rush, it's love in the fast lane.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. All right, welcome back to Heroes Core. Who enjoyed the opening intro?
It was bright and flashing.
Yes. All right.
Of course it was bright and flashing. It's us.
Previously on the season finale of Heroes Core Season 2 United Front. It's been 5 years since the devastation of the city of Tokyo. The year is now 3740. The Queen of Roses and her evil minions have completely taken over the city. The Intergalactic Hero Agency, the IHA, has gone into hiding somewhere safe from the fallout. The Queen has brainwashed most of the planet's leaders, and/or had them forcibly removed and replaced with her own. Unfortunately, slavery has become a major thing for the planet, and the reign of the Queen is law. Anyone who opposes her rule will have their souls consumed and suffer the consequences. The world is no longer safe anymore. The planet, shrouded in a protective planetary barrier, preventing anything, anyone, from entering or exiting without the Queen's knowing. Not even our heroes can escape. However, there are those few who are still trying to gather support to overthrow the Queen and her empirical rule. The one who goes by Anarchy has been lost since 2 years ago, but she was the one who led the uprising against this tyrannical power. Her secrets will not be lost. Her mission still stands. But that's a story for a different matter. We now turn our attention high up in the atmosphere, above the planet of Earth.
Oh boy.
There is a large space station, once called Big Brother Orbital. It is now Big Brother Station. Orbital Station. Operated and owned by an agency of private entity formerly owned by the Baxter Corporation. The station has been left to kind of run itself. The company or organization that runs it maintains it decently. It serves as a hub for interstellar people, aliens, whatever you want to call them, to enter and exit the planet, and serves as kind of like a border control point for the entire planet and its species that it serves.
Mm.
On the station, we close in to one of the tall towers above the station. This very large, prominent station above Earth Prime. We see a woman dressed in a blue jumpsuit, blue hair, looking at a monitor, and she sees something. Go ahead, Lapis, introduce your character.
Yes, what you see is a woman about 5'9". Her hair is blue. Her skin is white. She has blue within blue eyes. She is wearing a blue a jumpsuit, and she is at the controls looking at a very weird spaceship.
Yes,
And
this
she's
weird spaceship has just entered out of thin air, and the cosmic sensors on your computer are going haywire.
well, I am going to try to find out where the ship came from because
Please roll me an insight check.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That is an 11.
You have no idea what you're looking at, but this ship, at least from the readings on your computer, because it's too far away to actually visually see out the window,
Mm.
does not belong in this timeline.
Does it belong in this? Well, no, I wouldn't know about that.
No.
So it doesn't belong in this timeline.
Yeah. At least from the
Uh,
what the computer is telling you.
Okay, well, I'm going to try to hail it. I mean, it's a ship.
You try to
Hail.
hail it. Meanwhile, on this ship,
No, we'll get the other side.
you hear, well, you hear kind of like this dull, like echoing, kind of like. All
Right.
personnel, please evacuate. Please evacuate. All personnel, please evacuate. There is a weird sensation as a man uh uh who is in a white jumpsuit, gold trim, and very vibrantly red hair, like almost dyed red hair, wakes up on the bridge amongst all this chaos.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I missed it. Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Well, yeah. Our wonderful captain. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, that is Kratos.
Yep. So you
But
wake up.
me,
Yeah, Kratos, go ahead.
and so I wake up on the ship, not knowing how I got there.
Mm-hmm.
You hear all these alarms
Yeah.
and going off, and your vision is very hazy right now. It's like going in and out as your eyes focus. You look around.
Because my original ship had entered into a cosmic storm and apparently was destroyed. And I
You don't remember any
teleported.
of that. All you remember is that something happened, and you're here.
No, I'm saying all I remember is hitting
Yeah.
the teleport button, but
Yeah.
don't remember anything
Correct.
else.
Yeah. As you're hearing alerts go off, and you hear the creaking and groaning of metal, and the straining of the ship's hull and superstructure.
And I'll take a chance and
You see a chair sitting
Yeah.
next to you in the center
I'll
of the
get
room.
to the. I'll make my way to the chair and try and access the main computer.
All right. I'm going to have you roll a history check
Oh.
because you don't remember how to access the computer. You don't even remember, like, you know that there is a computer, but it's asking for some kind of codes.
History. So
So it's under your skills on your character sheet.
yeah, I'm looking.
Yep. Just click the skill name itself, and it'll roll it for you. And just tell me the
Yeah,
result.
so it's under your intelligence.
Yeah.
So, intelligence. How do I roll? It's been a while since I've used this.
Yeah. So what you do is there's a button next to it. Or not a button next to it. You just click on history. Literally just the like the +3 or whatever would it be next to it. You just click that and it will roll the dice. And just let me know what the total is. That will pop up in the corner down there.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Let me log into your character and see what's going on.
Wait, but he's trying to roll a history.
Yeah. Where is it? Kratos.
Yeah, you click on the bonus number
the bonus
to
number.
roll it.
So your history right now is +0, so you're just rolling a static d20. And you got a 7. So no, you do not know what codes it's asking for. Access denied. Command code authorization denied. As you look puzzled at the computer. You have no idea how you got here, why the computer's asking for these codes. But you can ask the computer other questions. Kratos. Captain.
I think he's muted.
Alright, he stepped away. Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
He's...
while this is happening, we're going to shift down to a location far on the planet, in Tokyo somewhere, deep within the catacombs of a very old theme park. There's a young girl who makes her way up to the gates of the theme park. It's past curfew. It's dark. It's nighttime around in Tokyo, Japan, where this theme park still stands. It's decrepit. It's abandoned. And you approach the theme park,
Mm-hmm.
and you see the front gates. Do you go through the boarded up front gates? You know that you had to meet someone here.
Yeah. Let's see. She looks. By the way, what is seen walking up is.
You're not in your hero form yet.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair. I mean, then she's blue-eyed girl with black hair.
Mm-hmm.
Has a mild, like, regal bearing to her.
Okay.
Probably a family tick.
Mhm.
Yeah. She will. She'll look if she can to see if she can slip through the two gates.
Yeah.
Like slide sideways, you know.
Yeah. So roll me a what'd that be? It's been a while since we've done this, folks, with this kind of system. So stealth check. Because you're trying to sneak into a place that is intentionally boarded up for a reason.
17.
As you slip through the boards, you get into the main entrance to the park with the turnstiles, and you step through the turnstile, and hear the very robotic, very distorted voice of a female saying, hold on, I have to find it. Where is it? Welcome, heroes and heroines to and sidekicks to the worlds of adventure, theme parks, and attractions here in Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for saving the day for your adventures. As you hear a very ominous pneumatic click as the number on the rotating dial above you switches from number of guests in park from 0 to 1. And the turnstile lets you through.
And that's
Alright, let me describe the park for you. It's been quite some time since the parks have seen any visitors since they were closed down 4 years ago and left to ruin. Left abandoned in the dust by the elements of time and chaos. Benches are overturned, leaflets blown across the main street entrance from the former events that used to be in the park, representing something about Asian Day? You don't know. As the man as the woman walks down as you walk down the middle of the street, in deeper into the park, decrepit and derelict show buildings are seen as to left and right of Main Street, as well as the remnants of some of the park's biggest and most famous attractions, including Stormbringer Mach 2 coaster, which stands at its 500-foot tall lift hill, still rising above some of the other smaller park attractions that scatter the rest of the park. The tip of the roller coaster has fallen off, as if struck by lightning. But that's all that you see around the park. As you continue making your way swiftly to your destination, you walk past the once magnificent rides and you proceed to the center of the park, where the oldest and most bizarre superstructure still stands. To this day, the main hotel of the park, and secretly the headquarters of the park's original occupants, and now its newest residents, the IHA. As you enter into the building, proceed to the back of the building, which, by the way, the building has been left to ruin, so, like, chairs have been overthrown, it's all dusty, cobwebs everywhere, it's spooky. You see an elevator.
She is wondering when she walked into Carnival.
Yeah. You enter to the back of where you were told to go, to a strange elevator with a metal grate. You know, like one of those, like, old style, like, freight elevator grates.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's odd. There's no padlock. There's a strange panel that illuminates as you approach. And you hear a very crackly voice coming through the panel. Identification, please.
Well, Camilla Stoker.
And now I need to roll something. Hold on.
I like that. I need to roll some.
Welcome, Miss Stoker. We've been expecting you. As there's a very loud pneumatic click, like a solenoid just disengaged, and the grate slides to the side. Please step in.
She nods and in German will basically say thank you. Walk in.
The grate
I
slowly
decided to
closes.
speak German.
As the elevator slowly starts to descend down, down, down. We cut back to on board the ship. Kratos.
Oh
still
yeah,
here?
Danka would be what she
Yeah,
says.
I'm here.
as well.
Okay. You hear a strange, weird beeping coming from the chair. Deet, 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 deet. And a light's blinking on the chair. What do you do?
I'll try and access it.
You push the button, and coming up on the main viewer is this woman with blue hair. And go ahead and describe your character to Kratos again.
Okay.
Sorry, just to have you do that twice.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What you see, Kratos, in front of you, is a woman. White skin. I mean, white, alabaster white. Blue hair. Blue within blue eyes, wearing a blue jumpsuit. You sense a theme. She's you roughly could look at her and she looks like she's about maybe 5'9", 5'10", and she's looking at you.
And also,
this
you
is
see a logo in the corner of the screen. It looks It says the very familiar letters IHA.
This is the space station. What are we again? What am I again? Whoops.
Big Brother Orbital.
This is the space station Big Brother Orbital. Contacting unidentified ship. Please identify.
First off, I'll try and reason with the computer for a minute and ask for the identification of the ship.
As you ask the ship,
No
What-
idea where I'm at right now.
where do you say, computer, where am I? Right.
Computer, what is the designation of this vessel?
Greetings, Captain. The designation of this vessel is the USS Silverlight, Mark C. Sorry, Mark B. Mark B. Mark B.
Part B. Part B.
Yeah, we haven't introduced the C yet.
Yeah, the Mark
Not
B.
yet.
Sorry.
That's not in this game.
No, Captain Quinn, this is not where you come in. Unfortunately.
I wish.
I wish.
Right.
Repeat that, computer. Did you just call me Captain?
Please roll a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom save. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll try.
If you need me to do it for you. So at the top of your character sheet, there should be a bunch of buttons underneath the where it says saving throws. Do you see that? On your
Let's
sheet?
see.
You want to
Saving
click.
throws.
Yeah. You want to click the button that says +0 next to wisdom, or WIS. It will roll something.
It
I'll
should be running something, but it's not doing
Okay,
anything.
I'll do it for you.
It's just giving up all the information on
Yeah,
it.
I'll do it for you.
Are you on
It's a
D&D
little-
Beyond?
He is, but I made his character for him on his behalf, so that's why it's causing bugs, because it says it's owned by me. So I'll have to transfer ownership of the character to him eventually. You rolled an 11, so you're a little bit like Captain. Okay, that does not ring any bells. How am I a captain?
Yeah, because the last thing I remember, I was a lieutenant.
So just so that you're aware,
Might
Quinn, this is in an alternate timeline. We negotiated this, so when that flash happened in our other game, all the crew are missing, and this is out of character knowledge for all the players involved. So Quinn, you're not technically there because you're not in our game. So I do kindly ask that you don't interject yourself like that. That's all I ask. You can talk about it in chat, but in the game it will not be in effect. Right, continuing.
All right.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so from my previous knowledge, I was a lieutenant or a lieutenant commander in a army of the planet I was on with defenders, and when I was transferred here, I have no idea what's going on. So
Are you explaining this to the person on the screen?
that's just in general. I will
Yeah.
bring up the ask the computer to answer the hail.
You already answered the hail. You pushed the button manually, so yes.
Okay.
She's still on screen.
I am,
Mics are open.
Yes, the mics are open.
This is Captain Kratos of the Starship Silverlight B, apparently.
Now I get to roll I get to roll a history check, don't I?
Yes.
Ooh,
What'd you get?
I got an 18.
You remember that you had contact with this ship in an alternate timeline. Briefly. It's like a vague memory in the back of your mind. But you weren't talking to this individual. You were talking to someone else.
Yeah, that's what's going to cause the cognitive difference here.
Yeah.
Um. Uh. Yeah, I don't recognize you. Are you going to actually stop that ship? Because that ship is coming rather quickly towards this.
Impact warning. Defensive systems coming online. You
And
hear
my
from your
defensive
console.
and my defensive systems just came online. So, do you have a way of stopping said ship?
I will try. I'm not entirely certain where I'm at currently, but sure.
As
I
your
will.
computer now confirms, warning, obstacle en route. Collision warning detected. Impact in 20 seconds.
Computer options.
Main thrusters offline. Main propulsion systems offline. Projected alternative. Evacuate vessel. Or
Is the reflector dish still operational?
the main dish is not available at this time. Severe damage was caused by classified.
Is there any way to stop the ship?
Calculating. I will attempt a 3-point reverse maneuver, also known as what was your character's name in the Star Trek game? Sorry.
Maroche.
Initiating Morose maneuver, Morose maneuver Alpha.
Engage it.
As the ship bucks and groans with agony, and you see the main view of like the station behind this woman kind of just disappear from as the ship literally just like, if you see my screen with my hand, imagine it coming out of full force and then doing what would be like a G-force maneuver in a fighter jet, going like that and pulling back with thrusters, with just retroactive thrusters, like retrograde thrusters. So basically you're putting full power into the maneuvering thrusters to try and stop your approach. So I need you to roll a strength check because you're at the controls.
Go for it, because I have no control on it right now.
All right, I will roll you a strength check, which will be +5 for you because you are strong. That is a 10. Not the best roll, but the ship makes its maneuver, but it's now spinning head over heel towards the station. Maneuver failed. Attempting corrective measures. Manual flight controls available. As a console lights up at the forward part of the ship for you, Kratos. Do you walk over to it or run over to it? All right. While he's doing that, Carmilla, you the elevator comes to a stop. The door slides open, and you see a bunch of people standing there in white lab coats. Ah, Miss Stoker, welcome to our facility, and thank you for taking the opportunity to take part in our Genesis trials. Right this way, please. As she hands you a clipboard and says, while you were walking, I need you to sign this here. This is a medical release form, consent form, HIPAA compliant form, designation of next of kin, and she's just rambling on all this like legalese stuff that just goes way over your head.
Well, except for some of it.
Some of it, yeah.
I find it hard to believe that that with human trials that that I highly doubt that Hippa was thought of. She smiles, but she signs it and keeps going.
Thank you. She passes off to a doctor who walks past and walks in the opposite direction. And we'll be going into this room right here. She makes a hard stop, pushes her hand on a panel on the wall. The door slides open. In here, you'll find a changing room, and all we would like you to do is just change into the gown on that table over there, and then lie on that bed right there for me. We'll be in just a moment. As she stands at the door, waits for you to enter, and then closes the door and waits for you to change.
Very well. She says she'll. I'm not gonna attempt the whole accent the entire time, but
No,
just imagine she has a deep German accent.
Yeah, you're good.
And she'll go and put on the gown.
Alright, you put on the gown, lie on the bed. As a nurse comes in and hooks you up to a bunch of monitoring equipment and asks, "So, how did you hear about the trials?" As she's like taking notes and making sure the machines are working and everything, your vitals are okay. As she hooks you up.
Honestly, I was told to come here by my parents. They signed me up for this trial.
Well, hopefully this will offer them a life-changing experience for both you and them, and maybe the world too. I'm gonna ask that you hold your breath for a moment as she sticks one of like the IV needles into your arm.
Yep, she certainly does that.
Yep.
Owie, owie,
Yep.
owie.
I'm gonna only take
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just gonna take 1 point of damage for you.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, and
One out of 224. I think she's
Yeah. She's fine.
Wow.
Yep. And then you start to kind of like feel woozy, and we're gonna cut back to the ship. Kratos, you there? I guess not. All right, so we're gonna cut to another scene. Meanwhile, in the one of the small urban villages of Tokyo, Japan. It's a small kind of like, I guess you would call like a gated community. Not super ritzy, but you know, ritzy enough that it's a gated community. And there's a young girl there with kind of brunette hair, out in the garden, just kind of admiring the flowers in her front yard. And she looks up to the sky and sees this shimmering, kind of like a blinking star.
Uh-oh.
That's odd. Oh well. As she continues to water the plants at night, don't ask why. And then
Watering the plants. Okay.
as she
You did.
hums a familiar song to herself, probably one of these Japanese like anime songs. And then she falls to one knee. Meanwhile, in the facility, you hear the I didn't have this fully planned out, but yeah. There's a actually no, I do have it planned out, sorry. See. Get to this. Okay, so there's a conference table. And this has been like a couple hours since this has happened. There's a conference table with a room where several scientists gather around. Long rectangular conference table. A man stands at the head of the conference table. presenting his latest research on a projector for the project and the Genesis trials screen behind him. The man seems to be in his mid to late 40s, with a large crop of brown hair that touches his shoulders and wiry rimmed glasses. This is Dr. Numian Cross. Currently, he's working on a special project with the IHA team, codenamed Genesis. The project, he explains, is based on the human genome and recent discovery of superhuman genomes that were discovered earlier in the days of the IHA. He goes on, explaining to the gentleman in the room, how the advances in the Human Genome Project could revolutionize how humans evolve. Dr. Numian goes on to explain how he believes his newest subject has the capability and has enabled him to unlock the secrets of the human genome, claiming that the earlier experiments have shown potentially promising results with the infusion of superhuman cells into the human subjects, but unfortunately with mild side effects. He then presses a button on the machine, and a live video feed of the experiment currently underway is shown. A young woman, barely in her early teens, is depicted wearing a white medical gown and laying on the operating table as an experimental monitoring equipment is hooked up to her. She and scientists hook her up to it. Yep, that's that scene. She looks nervous, but willing to go on with the trials. Dr. Cross turns to the scientists gathered in the conference room. As you can see, gentlemen, these people are willing to test the limits of the human body in ways we've never imagined before. The researchers all lean in, watching intently as the video feed continues to play out. Then, there's a scream that comes from the tiny little speaker in the conference room that is connected to the room on the video feed. But it sounds unusual. It's like something out of a nightmare, a horror movie. All the scientists in the conference room begin looking dazed, and then the power goes out. The power flickers for a moment as you see various snapshots of these scientists and government officials in the room, clawing at their faces, their eyes, their ears, everything that they can possibly touch, they start clawing at vigorously. Their eyes begin to roll back into their heads, as one by one, the scientists collapse onto the table with a mighty thunk, screaming, and then spouting out torrents of blood from their eyes, nose, mouth, and any other orifices before they pitch forward and eventually fall flat on the floor, dead and lifeless. Dr. Cross is in a panic, reaches for the intercom, and shouts, "What the hell is going on down there? Someone please explain this insane madness. Then, he notices the girl's body on the table contorts, twists, her spine snapping as her body arcs up and down, constantly. I'll let you roleplay that out if you'd like.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh
she's
dear.
screaming and writhing. All of her joints are
Popping.
popping because she is so tightly drawing them in.
Yeah.
She, before her hands fully claw, she tries to like tear at her mouth.
Yeah.
Because it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
She sees the people who were in the room with her drop, and she starts to panic.
Yep.
Which I imagine raises her heartbeat until flatline. And
as the body goes still, and the power goes out. That's about another ear-piercing scream comes through the tiny speaker in the darkness, as there's no power in the room. But this time, it's shriller, more intense. Then the power flickers back on with the emergency backup generator. The feed goes out briefly, and then silence. The emergency power kicks in, flickering to life, on, and the feed now shows the empty operating table. No girl in sight. The subject is gone. Cross is nowhere to be seen in the conference room. Then, rising from below the surface of the table, is a grizzled fist. As the fist rises and connects to a body, an arm, it's aged, almost bone-like in appearance. A corpse slowly rises from the floor, arching its back, before placing both arms and hands on the table and staring straight into the eyes of the camera, and saying in a demonic voice, "Let's begin." And now we cut back to Kratos, if you're there.
No.
He's not there. Okay. Well,
Oh wait.
Actually,
no,
I'm just
okay.
okay.
You're good. So, the ship is still spinning towards the station, but slightly slower. It's like at a decaying orbit kind of thing. Warning, incoming projectile. You hear on the computer. And Lapis, you can confirm the defense platform is now arming its temporal torpedoes.
And, Are you having any looks from where I'm sitting? Because he did a 3-point turn essentially.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Can I see that?
You can see it on the monitor. Yep. And you can see it through the window now.
Okay.
As the other technicians around you in the room, all are like frantically try. It's kind of like an operation center. They say,
right.
One stands up and says, "Madam, there's a problem down on the surface. Another solar flare just hit," says another technician.
Oh, great. I don't have time to. We've got to stop that ship. We've got to stop our installation from destroying that ship because there's somebody on that. Oh.
And as you're panicking, the door slides open, and in walks a woman glowing in vibrant white robes, gold trim, kind of majestic, kind of like golden trim, long flowing white golden hair. And she says, what in Angelic's name is going on down here? Why is there someone explain before I get annoyed."
Okay. Apparently this ship appeared out of nowhere. There is somebody on there. I forgot to ask your name. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
What is your name? Instead of me calling Hey.
My full name is Jake. Jake Smith. I forgot what the hell we decided.
Jake Smith, yeah. Jake Robert Smith.
Okay, this is Jake Robert Smith. This ship is the U.S. I think. Did I hear the computer say USS Starlight B?
Yes, yeah.
Silverlight.
Silverlight. Sorry, not Starlight. Silverlight. I'm sorry. This is apparently the USS Silverlight B, and this particular individual, this is the only person on there. Apparently, he managed to get the ship to do a 3-point turn, but we're still on. It's still on track to hit us, and the station here is going to fire missiles. Missiles at it.
You
Can we please?
You there. She points to two technicians. Master override command. Authority. Aurora 7112. They start punching in a bunch of commands. Defense systems will disengage. Torpedo has already been launched, however.
Oh dear. Should have had to rescue you.
She points to you, Lapis. Lapis, if you could so kindly do your thing.
Yeah, do my thing.
She
What
points
is
to
my
the
thing?
she points to the closest airlock in the control room. You know, save them, she says.
Oh yeah, like I'm going to be able to walk through a door here and walk and rescue them over there. I don't have that ability.
You can breathe in space, can't you?
Very limited.
She sighs. Computer transport authorization. Aurora 12014. C. Transport target Lapis to unidentified vessel. I don't care where you put her, just put her somewhere. Affirmative. As Lapis, you see the particulate matter of your body just going through the
Right.
transport buffer.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this. How
Yep.
far away am I outside?
The ship is about 100 meters from you, from the station.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
but the
Excuse
transport
me.
range is about 500. So, yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, phooey. It's going to have to get just a wee bit closer for me in order to do that.
Yep.
Because I
As
can
you-
do something. Yeah, I can do something to get us out of this, but it has to drift just a wee bit closer.
Yep. As you materialize on the bridge standing in front of the main viewer, Kratos, you just see this woman who was on the screen momentarily, now appear in front of you in the flesh.
Hi.
Hi.
Warning, collision imminent. Warning. You hear from the computer, and all the alarms are still blaring. Impact warning detected.
What is
Hull breach,
what is
deck
the
3.
status of of the ship's defenses?
Are you asking the computer that?
Yes.
Okay.
That information is classified.
Classified how?
Command code authorization required.
Oh my goodness gracious me. We're going to lose this ship. No matter what happens. Unfortunately. Computer, how far away in meters?
Computer, enable evasive maneuvers Alpha Omega 3. I'm just trying to.
That maneuver is not available. Please try again.
What maneuvers are available to escape this torpedo?
Executing.
Computer, do a barrel roll!
Executing a barrel roll.
Sorry, I had to.
As the ship starts barrel rolling.
Yeah, and anybody out there knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep. I do know.
And the missile.
Stable orbit.
Yeah, the missile. I'm gonna roll for the missile. Hold
on.
Okay. The missile strikes your left nacelle.
Ooh.
And starts chewing away at the titanium plating on there.
Right. Okay.
Computer, detach left nacelle.
That's a good
As
idea.
you hear a loud kerthunk as the nacelle floats away and slowly disintegrates.
Okay. Computer, how far away are we from the station?
Current closing distance is 80 meters and falling.
Gauge thrusters to retro thrusters to establish an orbit.
Retro thrusters are already at maximum. Warning, power supply low. Warning, power supply low,
What
low, low, low,
can we
low.
do to
Okay.
maintain an orbit?
Okay. I have an idea. As I said, we may end up losing the ship.
Sure.
I can see the main screen
You're-
is still on,
Yeah,
right?
you can see the station
Okay.
approaching, and
Okay.
Aurora is standing there, just
Um,
above amongst all these people, and she says, "Lapis, you better have a good idea. I can't keep
Oh,
the station's defenses down for long."
I have a good idea. I go over, take take John, right? John.
Yep.
John. Go. Excuse the closeness. I haven't had to do this in a while. Put her arm around him, and I'm casting Vortex Warfare at 8th level.
Okay. Describe to me what that does, please. I'm not looking at
I
your
was
sheet.
just looking at that. You magically twist space around another creature. You can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. The target can't choose to fail, or the target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice. You can see within range. The choice of space must be on the surface or liquid that can support a target without the target having to squeeze.
Yep. So you're looking at the bridge of the command deck, right?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly where I'm looking.
Okay, because you see it through the viewer, so that is a visible location. What is your roll?
I don't roll it.
Oh, it's
you have
automatic.
to roll.
Okay, okay. What? I have to
No,
roll
it's not
a-
automatic. You can choose to fail.
Yeah,
And since
I'm
this
going
is a
to auto fail because
person,
the station.
yeah, okay,
Person versus station fails.
yes.
As you materialize into the station next to Aurora, this glowing being, you hear her say. You hear her sigh. Well, that saved the person, but not the ship.
Well, I did say that we were going to lose the ship. I mean,
She says,
unless
"Do I have
unless
to do everything myself?"
we tried, to stop the ship. It's just that the missile decided to hit one of the quote nacelles
She
unquote.
raises her hand, points it through the main view. Well, actually, no. She sighs angrily, storms over towards the airlock, opens the airlock, steps through. The door hatch closes, and you see her floating out in front of the station's main window. As she points her hands at the ship, and I have to roll for. Give me a second. Roll this at 9th level. And you just hear over the comms, "Stop." And the ship instantly stops moving.
Good trick.
I'm a god, she sighs over the comms.
Still a good trick. I mean, I can warp, reality around me. It's just, wow.
Now we have to deal with whatever's going on down there. I need you down on the surface at the IHA headquarters immediately.
And do I take my new friend with me?
Sure.
John, do you want to come with me to find out what the hey who's going down at our headquarters? I'll give you a chance for us to talk.
Also, you hear
Sure.
over the comms Aurora say, "And you there, Jacob. Give this man a temporary license to enter Earth's quarantine." And the man says, "Aye, aye, yes, Miss Aurora." As he starts typing up the documents.
All right. Fair. There should be a way to get down. Oh, come on.
You can take the
And
space
off-
elevator. Meanwhile, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put this ship back up in orbit.
Yeah, do that. And also, we need to, because it was asking for command codes, and obviously this individual is not a captain.
Fair, she says, and she says, "Go deal with the crisis down on the surface. I'll deal with the ship and talking to." She
Right.
sighs, the computer. Never talked to an AI, sentient AI before. This is gonna be new. As the comm cuts.
And me and my new friend
Step into an elevator
step into an elevator, and we are going down.
on the space
Quick
elevator.
question.
Yes?
Am I technically hero form or more like a human?
Human
Form at the
variant.
moment.
Human variant. Yeah. You don't have your super
Okay,
suit
so
yet.
You
I'm not
don't have your.
jacked up yet.
Huh?
So I'm not jacked up into my hero form yet.
No, not yet. And also, you're only wearing you're wearing underwear and maybe like a jump shirt, because when the event happened, the flare, it burned off your old uniform. So you're just wearing your undergarments.
So like a shirt and shorts and
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah, and my character looks over to it. As soon as we get to the facility, the first order of business to get you some clothes. Not that, and she looks you up and down. Not that I find that very, very. Oof.
IHA
If I,
elevator now heading to location. IHA headquarters. Titan
thank you.
Triumph
Mm.
Tower. As the elevator starts lurching down like at a high speed.
Yeah.
We cut back to the deep below the IHA headquarters. Carmilla,
Yeah.
you have just woken up underneath the operating table. You're cowering in fear as you're like kind of like clinging to yourself because you don't know what's going on. Your vision is red. You see like haze across your eyes. What do you do?
She is going to try to rub the red out of her eyes.
As you rub the red, it just gets redder. You have this sudden urge to consume liquids. Lots and lots of liquids with iron. Iron-rich liquids.
That's fair. Yeah, she's gonna look around.
Roll me a what would it be? A investigation check.
17.
You open one of the whatchamacallit, the cabinets where they usually store blood bags, and piled up, it's about 20 blood bags. Now, the next question I want to ask you is, we did discuss this in our character development, but what is your blood type and what is your preferred blood type?
She is AB negative.
Okay. Most of these bags are either.
They'd probably be O or AB negative.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's like a couple bags that are AB positive or A positive or, but you ignore them.
Yeah, she's gonna. First, she's going to look at the blood bags, realize that she actually wants one.
Which is a strange sensation. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh dear.
What did you roll?
16 flat.
16 flat. Wow, nice.
You crack open the nozzle of this blood bag where the IV tube would go in. You put your mouth to the nozzle and take a long sip.
Yeah.
It's refreshing, oddly. It's a weird sensation, but it calms your nerves, and the red haze amongst your eyes slowly fades.
Yeah, she's gonna finish that one, grab another one, but before she starts drinking it, she's gonna feel around her mouth, and once she gets to her fangs, she's gonna think, and then laugh hysterically.
Okay.
Because the irony of her situation just hit her.
And while that
She
scene unfolds,
she is the descendant of the writer of the greatest vampire novel in history, and she is now a vampire.
while this is all happening, you hear alarms saying, "Warning, asset out of containment. All personnel, lockdown, lockdown." And we cut back to the IHA headquarters, above the surface, where the elevator slowly comes docking into its cradle at the penthouse level of the hotel superstructure.
Right. As we get out, I look at my new friend and go, okay, before we go any further, there is a closet in that bedroom. Please find some clothes.
Roll me an investigation check. Actually, no, you want me to roll it because you can't control a character. Sorry about that. I keep doing this. Gee, I'm so sorry. Investigation is a +1. That is a 14. You rummage around in this hotel room closet, and the only thing hanging up on the rack is a black, like kind of like a black, like suit bag. As you unzip it, inside you find a gold and white with slight red trim jumpsuit.
Not exactly my taste in clothing, but it will do.
As you step out into the hallway where Lapis is waiting with her back turned. Lapis, do you turn around?
She does.
You see this. Describe your character to us in your hero suit. Kratos.
Fairly tall, about 6 foot. Currently decked out in red and black.
Yeah.
Like a kind of like a business suit type deal, but
yeah. All right, red and black. As he's standing there in this like super suit kind of thing, and yeah.
I'm sitting here thinking that once I make my transformation, this is just going to be a bunch of rags.
Yeah. Pretty much. And you hear over the PA, "Attention, all guest personnel. At this time, the hotel is currently under lockdown."
Geez, no matter where I go, there's problems.
Well, apparently there's a problem, and we have to go and deal with said problem.
As you make your way
I
to
don't
the
want
elevator,
Yeah.
If you push the button frantically, you're left standing there. We cut back
Mhm.
to Carmilla.
Mhm.
Carmilla, you're down
Mhm.
in the basement level, sub basement actually, and yeah, uh, you drink in this blood bag. You laughed,
Yep.
and now you
Now,
hear the door open as 6 armed guards with strange-looking weapons trained on you storm the room. Freeze! Stay where you are! Asset, and then one puts his hand up to his ear. Asset spotted. Securing the asset.
she closes her eyes for a second, hearing a weird song, and in two different directions, and she's gonna reach towards that song and rip out a set of scimitars. Those are her hexblade weapons.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
It was
Yep. Yep.
she
Yep.
just followed the song.
Control. Asset. Asset is armed. Asset is armed. Take her down. Take her down. As they open fire. All right. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, those.
Because these are projectile-based weapons. And while you're doing that, I need to actually go grab my dice because this will require me to actually roll physical dice.
Yeah, I have
Really?
to roll this too.
Yeah. Come on.
19 plus 15, so
19
34.
34. Okay.
30. Wow.
Give me a hot second
She's a
while I go for-
vampire. You really think bullets scare her?
At this point, no.
How does a 19 plus 4 hit you?
Doesn't. Not even close.
As the bullets literally fly through the air.
With the greatest of ease.
With the
Sorry.
greatest of ease, but they don't hit their
I'm
target.
sorry. I
As
am so sorry.
one of the guards says, "She's a super."
Oh, that's cool.
The guard switches his gun to special mode.
No, because she's going to stare him down. Her eyes are going to flash red, and yeah, she's going to use the blood curse of binding.
Oh!
All right. What does that do specifically, so that I'm aware? I have an idea of what it does, but
you attempt to bind a larger, smaller creature than you that you can see within 30 feet of you. It must succeed a strength saving throw, DC 18, or the cursed creature's speed is reduced to 0 and it cannot take reactions till the end of your next turn.
can I add a little bit of homebrew flavor to that after I roll, depending on what I roll? So what do I have to?
Sure.
What do I have to beat? A DC
18.
What is it? 2 off. 16. Yep. So its eyes flash red, and it slowly, as if like in a dream, trains its gun on its former allies, and
I can deal with
opens
that.
fire.
As long as you don't physically move, like
Oh, he's just standing there.
forward or
Just literally,
behind. Exactly.
he's just standing there, just pelting his allies, and he rolls with advantage because his gun is in quantum kill mode. That is, oh god.
That is
15 plus 12, so that's 20. 27. That hits. After all, 1, 2, 1. Yeah? Okay. Sorry. I thought my mom was calling me.
It is okay.
5, 6, 7. two of these things. Where are the cantrips? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 damage total to them. And, yeah. They're still up, but not in good condition. As you hear in your mind, Mistress, how shall I deal with these imbeciles?
Knock them out. Don't kill them yet.
I like that. Knock them out. Don't kill them.
Yet.
Yet.
As, are you releasing your bind on him so he can start moving, or is he unable to still move?
Yeah, he can move.
He moves forward as the guards train their weapons on him, and with swift movements, he goes for the jugular on them, and essentially nerve pinches them all out, but more like a karate
That's
chop.
fair. Hey, judo chops are always effective.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, they are.
And she'll just look at the bodies and then look at her little minion, or her minion person, and say, put them in my cell. I'm gonna go wander.
Yes, mistress. As he starts dragging the bodies over to the corner.
By the way, she does have another one of those bags in her hand, and she's sipping it as she walks.
As you're walking down the hallway, you hear alarms and like sparks flashing and stuff like that. Warning. Asset out of containment. All personnel. Evacuate. Evacuate. Warning. Asset out of containment. All personnel. Evacuate. Floors. It gives like random subfloors. As you see a scientist run across your path on a four-way intersection, stop, look, scream, and continue running in the direction they are coming from.
She just kind of looks at, like, follows the guy with her gaze and is like, this is what you wanted. Why are you running? What? Okay, sure, whatever. And she'll keep walking.
As Lapis and
Yes.
Kratos, the elevator
Yes.
has reached the floor. The doors slide open. You're three
Right.
floors above them, by the way, above this situation. As you hear,
Okay.
as you see, as the doors open to a storm of scientists flooding into the elevator.
Damn.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Move aside.
Why? Why?
Asset out of containment. Asset out of containment. They just keep saying.
I stop one of the scientists before they get into the elevator.
Let me go. Let me go. We have to get out of here.
Hang on, I will let you go. Just answer my questions.
We don't have time. She's coming.
Who's coming?
The Mistress of Death.
Mistress, not this again. All right, fine. Get to safety. Go. Lapis kind of puts her fingers in between her nose. Not again.
Kratos, you hear the words Mistress of Death. You don't know what this is referring to, but it sounds bad. Would you like to roll a history check?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I said roll it.
Yeah, I'll roll a history check for you. Hold on. +1. 14. You remember reading about something about the Mistress of Death in a book. Way back in the day. A vague memory. It was a vampire novel.
Of course it would be a vampire novel.
But you had a vague feeling that when you were reading this, you have kind of like a hazy vision of this blue-skinned alien-like creature that's a reflection of yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, You have these weird cranial ridges on your head, and these 2 antennae. As this mental image slowly fades away.
Weird.
As you just see Lapis just staring at you blankly as you're in this slight daze.
Well, she's not staring at him blankly. It's like,
Yeah.
Are you alright?
That'll be fine. Just a momentary lapse. Some sort of vision of the sort.
Yeah.
Attention, all personnel. Evacuate
Yeah.
floors
Given what I've
17B and
been through the
17C.
last 24 hours, it's most likely probably
As
temporal confusion and yeah.
Alright, alright.
What year is it?
2000, what year is it?
37.
3740.
3740?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
It's 3740. We've had
Under
a
temporal confusion.
yeah, we've had a really rough last 11 years. It's been rough. Come on, let's see if we can find this.
I just,
Huh?
in the blink of an eye, I traveled 600 years into the future.
Do you say this in
Across
character?
dimensions. Yes.
600. Oh. Temporal displacement is going to give me a headache. Let's talk about this when we don't have a crisis going on.
As you
Come
hear
on.
shooting off in the distance.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Carmilla, you are walking on floor 17C, one floor below. You've gone up a floor because you walked up the stairs. And what are you doing to these poor guards as you're passing?
She's unless attacked, she's
they're
leaving
shooting
them
at
be.
they're shooting at you.
Oh, then yeah, they're screwed.
Yep, they're screwed.
As we cut back to rounding the
Shouldn't be
corner.
obliterated.
All right.
Yes?
So, go ahead. You're saying something, Kratos?
They're about to be obliterated.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes.
Lapis and you hear the gunshots. You head towards. I'm assuming you head towards the gunshots. Sounds.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
go down the
then-
stairs, and at the foot of the stairs, before you round the corner, you see a youngish woman.
Mm-hmm.
Carmilla, describe your character.
Currently she's about 5'3". She probably looks about 19. She looks like a normal human for the most part. Black raven hair, Nordic features. Looks like she came from either Germany, Sweden, or Norway.
Okay.
The weird part is she has glowing blood red eyes. She is currently chanting in what D&D would consider abyssal. And she looks like she's about to bite into her wrist and fling blood across the hallway.
I do believe that is the asset that has escaped. Let's see if we can talk some sense into them first, and then if that doesn't work, then we beat them senseless.
As Carmilla, you look up from your wrist. You see these two
Yeah.
individuals standing there off in the distance. You don't know if they're a threat or not. They haven't posed a threat yet.
Yeah, it looks like her fang, one of this woman's fangs, was like just penetrating her wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh dear.
she kind of opens her mouth a little further and pulls her fang out. Looks back. You're not gonna shoot me like they are you?
As
I
you look,
don't.
as you
Deep
look
German
down at,
accent.
as you look down at the dead guard who you just sucked the life out of from their neck.
He was shooting at me.
I hadn't planned on shooting anybody.
All right.
Continue. I may be required to use force.
Well, as I said, let's first talk them down out of this. Who are you?
My name is Carmilla. I was volunteered for a project, and
Something tells me it went foobard.
Alright, Lapis, please roll me a history check with advantage.
Thank you.
Because you've been working with the company, well, not the company, but the agency, so you have knowledge of most of the happenings around here.
Yep. 18.
Yes, you do remember something about the Genesis projects and the
You're part of
Genesis
the
trials.
You're part of the Genesis project.
that's what they told me.
All right. I'm coming down, and as she's coming down, she's coming down with with her hands up, as I
Yeah.
indicate to my lovely camera that I can move around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So she puts her hands up like I surrender. Like
Yep.
look, I don't have any weapons on me.
Yeah, she has since thrown her scimitars back into the void. She's just in her, like, whatever gown she was in
Yeah.
when they
It's ripped,
done the
torn, and
procedure.
tattered, kind of like that hospital gown, kind of like horror scene.
Mm-hmm. We're okay.
Covered in blood, by the way.
Yeah. It's, so my character walks down the stairs.
Mhm.
Lapis walks towards Carmilla. Okay. Apparently, it went foobard because whatever has happened to you wasn't supposed to happen. Now, I was told that there was a solar flare event. So it tells me that the experiment, the solar flare, did the lovely crossover thing.
Ah. I mean, I was trying to find out what happened because everything went dark after
Right.
my thing.
And then people started attacking you, and you attacked back in self-defense. We're not going to go into that.
She nods.
Lapis, there's
Uh,
crackling in your ear.
Yeah.
What's the situation? Have you
Was it
found the
Aurora?
asset? Yeah, it's Aurora.
I have found the asset. It appears to be a young girl under the new Genesis or the Genesis project. Apparently, they were running the experiment at the same time as a solar flare.
She says, have you found Dr. Cross?
No, not yet. Although
You need to find him.
I might know where he's at. She says, her vampire hearing picking up both sides of the conversation.
Apparently, the asset's name is Carmilla, and she looks like a human with fangs. Lapis has never seen a vampire.
I will be right back.
Okay.
Carmilla, as this conversation's going on, there's a momentary rush of air behind you. And standing there behind you is Aurora.
Her
Okay.
eyes go wide.
Calm
Still
down.
glowing.
Yeah, calm down. This is my boss. Just
She's floating above the floor.
how
Her-
high up of the floor?
Like hovering.
Okay, so about maybe 5 feet, 5 feet, 7 feet, something like that.
More like 2 inches above the floor. She's floating like
Okay,
just that.
okay, that's fair.
And her feet slowly touch the floor. She
Aurora,
lands.
how many times have I told you not to come in that way? You scare anybody potentially.
I'm sorry, but I had to make it very quickly. I'm dealing with another situation in nearby, and I can't be in two
Okay,
places at once. Even though I am a great cosmic being with, I know you're gonna say it. She holds out her finger. You don't.
itty bitty living space. She says it under her breath. Only Carmilla actually hears that, not Aurora.
Laugh it. I mean, not laugh
Being
it.
human and understanding that reference,
Yeah.
Carmilla giggles.
Right.
And she says, "Okay, so." She walks over to the young woman, Carmilla. Miss Carmilla.
Stoker, she
Miss
says.
Stoker. I'm sorry that this happened to you, but unfortunately, our people have no way of fixing it. I just want to make that clear. What you
I'm-
are is a vampire. I'm sure you are aware. But we don't know
yes.
how this happened, per se. All we know is that. Well, I actually need to speak to Mr. Cross about what happened. She looks
Give
around
me
the area.
a moment. Hold on. I might. Hold on. She basically tells the minion guy to come to her.
As coming literally out of like 4 doors down the hallway. Out of, I guess, a conference room. Crawling on his back. You know, like the crab crawl, kind of like demon style crab crawl scene. He starts making
Yeah.
his way towards the group. Like the backward head, you know, like the whole creepy scene.
I'm back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ew.
Is this your Dr. Cross?
What the hell happened to you? Never mind. Mr. Cross, if you could just stand up straight, please. Stop doing that. That's creeping me out.
Don't think he can.
Okay, Mr.
She
Cross.
just says, Carmilla just says calmly, please answer the questions.
Yes,
Is that is that in German?
Yes, actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, okay.
yes, mistress. He says, I will answer the creature's questions. Now, what questions do you have for me? As his head kind of cocks to the side and rotates about, like, far beyond its rotational capabilities as a human.
Yeah. Lapis visibly shivers. Are you doing that? Looking at Carmilla.
I don't know how it happened. He came in, was basically calling me mistress like I was Draculina, and has been following my commands ever since.
Okay.
As Aurora says, transcendent biokinesis. Interesting. We haven't experienced that before. Mr. Cross. Yes. Creature. I am Aurora. You will call me by that. Yes, Aurora. Better. Alright. What exactly happened with the Genesis Project? What were you doing to this young girl when the experiments were going on? My memory is hazy, but we were injecting her with the HCS3 serum. Then we heard that a wave of some sort hit, and then I don't remember. She sighs. Cognitive psychosis. When he was changed, she's saying this to the group. When he was changed into whatever he is now, he lost all future memory up to that point. I mean, lost memory past that point. He's basically just, to put it bluntly, as she looks down at him, he is a living corpse that will follow your will, as she looks over to Carmilla.
Always wanted to run to it.
Well, here's the other thing. We can't have him following you around, seeing that he's. We don't know if he can fight, and I feel really badly if we put in yet another innocent. She puts that in quotation marks. In danger. So, what do we do with him?
Mr. Cross, you can continue your research, but unfortunately, I will have to make the executive decision that the Genesis project will be under new management. He looks to Carmilla. She looks to Carmilla. Don't worry, I will teach you the ways of our operations, and within a matter of weeks, you should be able to run this place like it was the back of your fang.
At this point, Lepus leans over to Aurora. What's a vampire?
I drink blood, can't go out in the sunlight. I can climb walls, turn into mist, charm a person by looking into their eyes. I'm basically the perfect predator.
Aurora just interrupts and says, supernatural human being, blood-sucking. Have you ever watched Buffy?
Oh.
Have you ever read Dracula?
I don't have time for books.
She sighs.
When
this is all done, we're going to sit down and we're going to watch an episode of Buffy.
Yeah.
She says this.
Yes, dear?
Kratos, you're saying something?
I said she can always watch Vampire Diaries. It kind of explains some of the powers in detail.
Yeah, that's also a good one. Thank you, Mr. Kratos. Yeah. She says. But aside the point, I'm going to lift the lockdown. Miss Carmilla, for your safety, I do ask that you not leave this facility until we can better understand your capabilities.
Fair enough.
Can I be put in charge of her? It seems like she is scared enough of most of the people here. I mean, there were guards shooting at her.
Excellent idea. You're now in charge of HR, she says. Particularly hold on, now I have to pull up the document, damn
it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trish.
You're welcome.
Where is Intergalactic Hero Agency's Department Handbook? Yep. Research and Development, R&D. Is that where we wanted to put you?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, what was it under? Office of Recognition and Registration, no, Superhero and Resources Branch. The SRB. Yes. You'll be in charge of the SRB, as well as the UNHRB, particularly related to the ASB, the Anomalous Species Branch.
All right.
She says, I'll make sure to make a note in your record and give you the clearances, but aside the point, she snaps her hands, slaps her fingers, and all the bodies in the room that have not been sucked dry disappear. There we go. A little cleaner in here, and don't worry, I put them in your room, Carmilla.
She nods. I tried not to kill them, but I got hungry as I went.
Well,
Common
let's see if we
thing with a feeding frenzy. It happens to the best of us. Don't worry about it. Now, if you don't mind, I do need all of you to go to. She thinks for a moment. Richfield, Avenue, and 22nd Street. There seems to be another incident cropping up. Something about a massive building fire in a neighborhood. Maybe arson. I don't know. I need you guys to go investigate.
Okay. Can I get changed first?
The changing room's over there, Carmilla. Oh, and Mr. Cross, go back to your lab, please. Yes.
She turns and Carmilla nods. He's not going to follow your orders anymore, remember? She says to Aurora as she walks.
He just looks up at her, cocking his head as it rotates a couple hundred degrees. His head is literally upside down now.
Yeah, Lapis kind of looks at him. Okay, he's creeping me out. Carmilla, could you send him back to his lab so that he doesn't? He's creeping me out. He really is creeping me out.
Please, Dr. Cross, go back to your lab and, well, you have work to do, don't you?
Yes, mistress, I do have work to do. I'll be right away. As he literally hobbles on his all fours and literally crab walks away quickly. Kind of like that scene in Phasmophobia where the ghost does the crab walk quickly towards you.
Yeah. She just kind of chuckles and says, I guess he was right. They do get all weird and corpsey.
Okay.
Aurora says, now, if you don't mind, I have a ship to deal with. I'll be back. Keep me apprised. There's a whirlwind and a bright flash of light. A loud pop as she disappears.
Is she always gonna do that? Because, sensitive hearing, kind of hurts.
I have told her 15 million times to not do that because as I've already stated, every time she does that in front of a new recruit, they either run away screaming or they hide in a little ball. Oh.
I mean, from what I can tell, I was about to summon demons, so a flash of light really isn't that big of a deal to me.
I know that it's not you. It's when we get new regular recruits, and she does that.
As you say that, the power goes, and the lights come back on to normal.
And the lights come back on.
Attention, please. The situation has been resolved on all floors. Please return to your assigned duty stations. The situation has been resolved. Please return to your assigned duty stations. Anyone affected by the wave, please report to level 18 for analysis. Thank you. As the PA clicks off.
We'll deal with that in a minute. Or in a bit, rather.
Meanwhile, in another location, there is a young girl, maybe about 26, we'll say.
That's a young girl?
Well, young woman.
There we go.
Young woman. She is confused, scared. Fire is all around her in this garden, and she sees bodies lining like everywhere around her. She turns around, looks at her house, which is also on fire, as she rushes in and cries out, "Mother, Father, where are you?" As she sees two human beings clinging to each other in a corner, frightened of her. And we cut back to you guys.
Okay.
You are now in the garage of the IHA headquarters, walking towards, I guess, what would be considered an IHA combat vehicle, maybe a van of some sort. I'll let you decide. I will
Well,
not let you take the tanks. We're not taking the tanks in here.
I'll look at my two new companions here. So, while I can fly, I can't exactly have you guys fly. That would be kind of silly, and I would be using up more. And she wiggles her hands, and you see a play of magical energy, well, going between her fingers. Expend more than I'm willing to do with. So, we're taking a vehicle. I hope one of you knows how to drive.
Yeah, I can drive.
Well,
By the
I mean,
way, her outfit is more of a futuristic Van Helsing looking.
Yeah.
She she basically looks like Dr. Van Helsing in the 37th, the 36th century.
Yep.
I was just in the 24th and a half century. Sorry.
She is wearing a long trench coat over all of that.
Mm-hmm.
No capes.
Okay.
Well, she has to have something for her wings to come from.
Trench
And it
acceptable.
is normally a cape. It is supposed to be a cape, but
I know.
I worded it into a jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
And what is
Kratos.
Kratos ultimately wearing?
Well, I will turn a dial on the ring that's sitting on my finger.
Uh-huh.
As I engage my hero form, the suit I was wearing now rips to shreds to
Of course it
accommodate my
does.
very muscular frame as my hero costume just materializes.
Well,
To see on my screen.
Yep.
With the remark, I do not know what this planet's atmosphere will have on my body, as I'm a being from a vastly different world.
well, as long as you can withstand the smell of death, you should be okay.
As you're shifting the vehicle into gear.
Now we've all at this point.
What I mean is, like, kind of like Superman. I don't know what thing on this planet will do to me as far as powers are concerned.
Right.
Yep.
All you guys know is I'm extremely strong right now.
Yep. Your
Okay.
bulk is taking up a majority of the seat.
Which is the reason why
Now,
you're
I
sitting in the back.
Yep.
ability to possibly levitate and go through the air. I don't know yet.
As he's contemplating flight, we
I like that. As he's contemplating flight.
the vehicle is now driving down the highway. It is starting to become sunrise. It's the next day. And you're driving down the very apocalyptic looking streets of Tokyo, Japan, because this part of the area of the city has been abandoned. They've relocated a majority of the city to elsewhere. So as you're
Right.
driving through the streets, you see, like overturned cars, smoldering wreckage of vehicles, maybe a couple bodies here and there, long since decayed and dead. And Carmilla, you're just looking at all this, and you remember bits and pieces of what happened that dreadful hour 5 years ago when the calamity hit and the villains took over.
Damn. She, Well, I mean, technically she doesn't take a breath, because
Yeah.
one thing the other two have noticed since
She's not breathing.
she's not breathing.
Yeah.
But
As
she's
you're
still,
navigating through this wreckage.
yeah, but she seems to be doing fine.
Yep.
Well, it used to be pretty, you know?
As you're driving past on the highway, you look out the window to your left, and you can see the towering heights of the IHA headquarters, which no one knows about, and the theme park as you're pulling away from it, making your way to Richfield and 27th Street. As there's a stoplight slowly blinking above you.
So, am I still like?
You're
I gotta
driving.
ask. No, yeah. She looks at Lapis, because Lapis is the IHA person, and
Yeah.
says, "So, am I like immune to traffic laws, or should I stop for the light?"
Keep in
Probably
mind
sounds like, "Should I stop for the light?"
the IHA is basically in hiding, so presenting yourself as a official vehicle would not be conducive. Just putting that out there as a GM.
Fair enough. Then she'll follow traffic laws.
She stopped at the light.
Yeah, Lapis looks at your character and goes, "Well, technically we're underground, so let's not."
As you hear a
Let's not-
helicopter fly overhead with a searchlight
let's-
looking for people.
Let's not draw attention to ourselves.
The light turns green.
She nods, with not drawing attention to ourselves, because it is nighttime.
Well, early morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna actually click off their lights so helicopters can't see them.
Yeah, the searchlight
Because
passes
she can
over.
see just fine.
Yeah, the searchlight passes over the vehicle, obviously looking for something else, heading in a different direction. And you make a left, and you turn into a long, kind of like sinuous road, going up and down the hills of Tokyo. And off in the distance, you're cresting over the hill. You see the flashing lights of Tokyo's finest, the police, the fire brigade, lots and lots of fire trucks. Like they brought the entire city over, and then that neighboring city just to help with this fire. As one of the police officers stops the vehicle and says, "Designation. This is secure. This is a secure scene. We can't let you pass unless you have authorization." He says in Japanese.
She says, "I'm Carmilla Stoker. I was sent to look at this place." She's new. She has no idea how to play this game.
Roll me a persuasion with disadvantage because you are new.
Oh, this is going to end up well.
Mm-hmm.
What was it?
Persuasion check with disadvantage because you're literally trying to persuade them to get in. Either that, I'll
20.
set 20
It
for
was
the first
23 or 20, so
Damn.
20.
All right. He says, he looks at you and says, he looks at you, looks at the other person in the seat, and peers in through the window, and sees Kratos in the back seat. Okay, never mind. Let him through. He raises his hand, and they lift the barrier. Hope you know what you're dealing with out there. As you slowly trundle through the roadblock.
Me too, I guess.
Up ahead, you see like fire hoses being deployed and everything, and now your vehicle cannot come any further, as you see a blaze, a fiery inferno of a blaze in front of you. This looks like a forest fire broke out in the mountainside.
Okay.
As the fire chief comes up to your vehicle. Glad you're here. I guess you're here to deal with whatever this is. We've tried to put it out, but it won't go out. It's something beyond our recognition. And he whispers to you, I think it might be SH. Which is a keyword for superhuman. It's slang for superhuman.
All right.
That's why we brought you in. If you could
Well,
deal with this.
Keep your people back. I do not want any innocent bystanders being hurt. Do you understand me?
We've already lost 6 of our men to the blaze. So I understand, Miss Lapis.
Okay. All right. First, I had to deal with the death of my very good friend.
All of this memory is flooding back to you.
Yep.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw. Disadvantage because of the memories.
Disadvantage?
Yes, please. And I'm gonna roll something for. No, not those.
Okay.
Because this. What did you roll?
A 3.
Take 6. Take 6 psychic damage. As you
Sigwin and who's our other hero?
Kratos.
Kratos. Both of you notice as she's saying this, tears start to well up and start to stream down her face.
You okay, Fraulein?
No. I just lost a really good friend of mine. That person fought so hard and for so long. I don't want to lose anybody else.
Well, if it helps, I'm already dead.
As you hear crackling over the radio.
It helps a little.
The guy's thing. We found someone in one of the buildings and 2 bystanders in house number 1742B. It's a duplex, but they're on the 9th floor. I can't see exactly what's going on, but it looks like there's this green. Oh God, and you hear. As the fire chief hits the radio. John, come in. John. Anyone have eyes on John? He's changing channels. John. Luke, can you hear me? This is Luke. What can you see? It's not good, sir. The there's a massive fiery explosion from the 9th floor. It looks like maybe structural collapse or something. We can't tell, but we just heard a scream, and what the hell is that? As he's now
Carmilla,
as you can see off in the fire, you can see kind of like a shadowy figure. Not shadowy, but kind of like the visage of like a shadow of a tall woman about the same size as Lapis, leaping from the window of the building with two what looks like individuals over her shoulders.
yeah. Carmilla
she's
doesn't.
fleeing the scene.
Carmilla, do you think you can follow that person?
Well, I can sure try.
All right.
I
She's
could get out. See if I can chase after them.
Both of you chase after that one.
Are you getting out of the vehicle and unbuckling your seatbelt, Kratos?
Yes.
You unbuckle your seatbelt and get out of the
Really?
vehicle.
Bolting out of the vehicle and take off running.
Yep.
And knowing that the lower gravity on Earth doesn't hold me back as much, so I shoot off like a bullet.
Roll a dexterity check, which I will roll for you with disadvantage because reasons.
hey, Carmilla pulls the car over and
No,
gets
athletics,
out.
that's what I'm rolling.
She pulls the car over, gets out, and says, "What's with the show off?" She says as
you hear a sonic boom echo across the scene. He just blasts off into the distance.
Yeah.
The shockwave hitting you with intense force.
Yeah. She rolls her shoulders and a set of bat wings form out, and she stretches a bit, flaps them a couple times, and shoots up and out like a bullet as well.
Yep. Leaving Lapis just standing there.
I love this because I've got two characters who are going to try to show off against each other. Love it. My character watching these two go. Wait, they've got their own. They've got built-in communicators. I can communicate with them at any point. I've got to deal with. And she's got to put out. Literally, she's got to put out a fire here.
Yep. Meanwhile, as we cut to Kratos and Carmilla, Kratos, you're on the surface. Carmilla, you're in the air. So you have air support and ground support. So that's good. Kratos, as you're literally, you see blur vision going past you at like a million miles a minute as you're like going like maybe Mach 1.5. Like
approaching Mach 2.
Approaching Mach 2 towards your target, which is moving at a very fast clip. But it's weird. You can see this woman carrying these two individuals over her shoulder. One looks male, one looks female. And she is covered in fire. But it's like green fire, which is weird. And she does notice you. You can pick up speed and come alongside her if you want.
Yeah, I'll match her for velocity.
Alright, as you have now hit Mach 2. And this is what you see running past you, or running next to you, in the special guest section. A woman with red hair, green-like skin, red eyes, and weird kind of like plant-like tendril-y like vines growing all around her skin, and like leaves like thorns growing on her skin.
Covered in swamp fire.
She's not swamp fire.
No, I said she's covered in swamp fire. That's why it's green.
Yeah, something like that. And she looks over at you as she's carrying these two individuals, and she says, "Leave me alone," as she picks up speed and continues charging forward.
I'll increase my velocity to match hers and try and intercept her with a tackle.
All right, roll a. She's gonna have to. You're rolling a strength check. She's gonna have to roll a dexterity check. Hold on, I have to see what her stats are. Oh wait, no, I don't need to roll this on here. I need to roll.
Stop her and ensure the safety of
Well,
her two
First
captives.
off, you're rolling a strength check, so give me. Well, actually, no, it would be a acrobatics check because you're moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute. So yeah. Acrobatics check for you is 17. I have to go to her, and she has to roll a dexterity check, saving throw, which she fails. As she goes tumbling head over heels, and this is like dropping out of like literally just dropping out of Mach 2. So there's this loud sonic boom, and almost like a meteor striking the earth at like Mach 2. She slams into the dirt, going head over heels, creating a maybe a 40-mile like trench in the dirt as she slows
I think
down.
Japan is 40 miles across.
Yeah. So she cut a line straight down Japan.
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think it's that big.
Well, not 40 miles, but like maybe like about 10 miles. 10-mile trench. We'll go with that.
Maybe like a few thousand meters, but not. I
Okay.
don't think miles.
Okay. We'll just go. I'm just gonna roll a random dice, and we'll see D100s, and we'll see how many like. It's just percentage of dice will do.
Feet. We'll go with feet.
Uh,
Because we're all
30
nasty
feet.
imperialists.
30 feet trench. 30-foot trench.
That's fair.
And a smoldering pile of dust, fire, rubble, as she lies on her back at the very edge of this like crater that she made. And you just stand, kind of slow down, stop there. She's lying on her back. As the two individuals that she was carrying lie only a couple feet away, and she starts crying.
Yeah. Lapis hears in her communicator as Camilla's flying over. Scheiße! And goes flying a little bit faster. She's not there yet.
Yeah.
Not there. Not there yet.
Yeah. As you hear crying, Kratos. I couldn't save them. What am I? As she looks down at her hands. I'm a monster. Kratos. You hear all this as you approach the scene.
It's muted, but if
Yeah.
Sanguine shows up, that's
Yeah, Sanguine, you show up above this scene. Now you can see this woman.
Can I also hear the crying from where I am?
Yeah,
okay.
You can hear it because it's coming over comms. Kratos is like really close to this woman, at least enough that
fair.
You can hear the whale crying.
That is fine. Mm-hmm. That is fair.
Yeah, she'll land in front of the woman.
This woman looks up. If you're gonna kill me, do it quickly.
I'm not in the habit of killing people. It's not my nature. Why were you running these two individuals?
They're my mom, my dad. I did this to them. She looks at her hands, which you can see like the small bits of flames coming out of them.
So you're like us.
Like you. I don't know what I am anymore. She starts crying as you hear steam coming off her body as she's crying into her arms.
I would help her to her feet.
You want to
Come
touch her?
join us.
Oh.
Do you want to touch her?
Why not? I'm mighty invulnerable, so
I need you to roll me a let's see.
he's simply trying to console her.
Yeah, I know. So this is going to be reduced difficulty, but I need you to roll me a survival check, which I roll now.
Do it.
13. It's not great. Your hand is singed a little bit, so I'm going to have you take 5 damage
Yeah.
as you grab her hand.
Nothing but issue.
And you can feel the heat coming off and radiating from her body. She is, to put it all bluntly, she is hot. She even looks hot.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah.
While he's dealing with her, Carmela's gonna walk over to the parents. Are they dead, or mostly dead?
They are burned. 3rd-degree burns. One is both are in critical, actually.
So they're
they need
mostly
to be
dead.
rushed to a hospital right now, otherwise they'll go.
Not so much. She says, she turns to the new girl. I can save them, but they won't be the same.
She looks up from her crying, her tears steaming down her eyes. You can? But
She
how?
nods. Well, if the lore sticks, and so far it has, my blood will bring them back to a degree.
She looks at her hands. If you can save them, then can you save me? I don't want to be this.
Unfortunately, and I was told this recently myself, there is no reversing this. We are what we are. It's best we accept it.
She cries out in agony, like long, shallow, no, no. She starts beating her fist on the ground. And
while
a
she's
small,
doing,
fiery rose starts growing out of the ground.
Right. I can hear all this, right?
Yep. You've arrived pretty much on scene. Well, actually,
Well,
no. You're staying to deal with the fire.
Yeah, I'm staying to deal with the fire, and I'm listening to this, and I'm looking at the humans in this.
Yeah.
How are we doing with the fire? Is it under control?
It's under control as well. That's odd. As one of the fire brigade people says, the fire seems to be changing color as you see the red flames change to green and slowly start diminishing.
I tap into this. The person that you've been following, how is her? What is her demeanor? I'm asking either.
well, he
we're
isn't.
dealing with that right now. She's her demeanor is one of not of a cruel intent, but maybe an accidental nature.
Right.
Like me with the guards earlier.
The abilities to control and manipulate different types of flames and possibly plants.
All right. I'm coming out there. Just keep her calm. The situation over here is handled. And
as
with
you
that,
turn, you see the fire kind of slowly sink into the ground around where the structures were, which are all burned and charred. Yes, there's not very much
Yes.
left of this village, let
Right.
alone even the forest.
Right.
But as you look down and you're walking towards your vehicle, you're walking across some of like the sidewalk, and you can see like the charred grass.
Mm-hmm.
You see little vines start to rise up with thorns, and then a black rose appears out of these thorns.
Oh, recall. She gets
Or
into the
They're not ominously growing or anything. That they're just
yeah.
growing.
They're just there. Yeah, they're just there. Yeah. My character, Lapis, gets into the vehicle, puts on the seatbelt, turns it on,
And the
and
radio starts
hodes.
playing.
Not
It starts
unfair.
playing. It starts playing a song from an old movie.
Called.
Well, not old movie, but from 2003.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
it's
no, that is old for
that is all
yeah,
for
and
where we
That
are.
is
2003, and it's from a movie that you despised, with a green man with weird hair, I mean weird ears, and his name was Shrek.
Oh, see, okay.
Ugh.
That movie.
That movie. Yes, that movie.
And that song. I need a hero.
That's
For
from the
the-
second movie.
Second movie, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And that
for-
wasn't sung by Shrek, actually. That was sung by the fairy godmother.
Yeah.
Any rate.
Yes.
For the record, once she got permission, she had already, while she was giving the speech, she had bit her wrist, fed the parents.
Yep.
And is going to see what happens. Does she gain more Renfields, or is she making vampires now?
Right.
As you
So,
Well,
the body
according to the lore, the vampire blood will heal, but in order for them to transition, they have to actually die.
yeah.
Oh, that's
So
fair.
you
Then
have 2
they'll
more
heal.
Renfields.
I have 2 more Renfields. Got it.
Mhm.
okay. While this again, me being in the car is probably going to take me a bit. How long?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yep.
So about 10 minutes later,
Yep.
all of you see the vehicle that you guys drove in, or we
IJ
arrived
van.
in.
Yep.
Yeah.
With no markings,
My-
just a black van.
Just the black van. My character pops out, walks over. Is this the young lady?
As you're walking over, you see that since time has passed, around this young woman's feet, is a
Uh,
patch of grass with like a rose bed. She's sitting on a rose bed of black roses. A small fire, like a small warm fire, kind of is kindled around her. Green
right.
fire. She's just crying.
My character will bend
Sitting
down.
there, comforting her. You see the light singe marks on my hands and lower arms.
You need to be looked out. You need to be looked after after this is done. But thank you for trying to comfort her. My character will now get now do the
Nothing.
get down on her level.
She looks up.
Hi,
Who are
my name
you?
is Lapis. Do you know who I am?
I have to roll a wisdom check because I have
History roll.
History
History
yeah.
roll.
History
History
check.
roll.
Yay. Oh, she knows.
Okay.
She says, "You're the woman on the TV." Her hot eyes start to brighten and widen. You're my
Yeah,
favorite.
return back to that area.
You're my favorite hero.
I'm your favorite. She looks at the two new ones. Goes, I have a fan.
Clearly.
As she says, it's nice to meet you, Miss Lapis. It's oh god,
It's nice.
this is
It's
weird.
nice.
I'm sorry. As she
You're
looks down
fine.
at the roses around her, and she just makes a waving gesture over them, and they sink back
You're
into the ground.
you're fine. What is your name, honey?
My name is, well, my real name I guess is
Tap Y
Susan.
when you go near her.
As she picks up one of the roses and kind of breaks it off of the stem, she holds it up.
Mhm.
But you can call me Blackthorn.
What is your real name? Sorry, someone was talking
Susan.
over.
Susanna Edwards.
Su- Susanna Edwards. But we could call you Blackthorn?
I guess, she says.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know
this is
how.
this is it appears that I have gotten a new team within a day. Luck must be on my side. Praise all the gods. And she's kind of saying that as she's rolling her eyes. Both of you can see her roll her eyes. It's kind of just kind of.
And Thorn looks up at you. Team? You mean, what? Really? Her mood has seemed to instantly brighten. Like, you mean I get to? I'm a.
Hang on, hang on. I have to take you back, and you must meet my boss. 'Cause we
Yeah.
need to
And
do
there's
it.
a whirlwind and a bright. Well, not a bright flashlight, but there's a loud pop. And you
Even
It's
hear.
Carmilla at this point just sighs
Yeah.
and is like doing that thing where you're clearing your ears, because unlike the rest of them, I've been taking 1 damage every time Aurora does that because of her superhuman hearing.
Yes.
Yep.
And Aurora walks over. Ah, well, looks like we've met our newest recruits today.
I look over. Yeah, I look at Aurora. 3 new members to a team. No waiting. One arrived at the ship, pointing to your character,
Kratos.
Kratos. One that was experimented on, and a solar flare happened at the same time. That turned into what you humans call a vampire.
She nods as she, tells her new pets to stand up.
Right. And then this young lady, I am imagining that all you were doing was just sitting or attending a garden when the solar flare hit?
Mm-hmm. I was watering my mom and dad's roses. Also, she looks over at her mother and dad. What did you do to them? They're
They're fine. They are going to be listening to that lady for a bit. Right?
she.
She nods, and she will relay that that is their daughter, just to remind them quickly,
Yeah.
and then let them go.
Yeah. They scurry off, kind of like like go off and do
Well,
their own
no,
thing.
I was gonna say they could go to their daughter.
Yeah, they go over to their daughter, and they they hug and embrace, and she she reaches down and says, "Mom, Dad, I know you can't understand me very well, but look what I can do." As she touches the soil and produces a small green flame, which sinks into the earth and produces a black thorn rose. She plucks it off the stem and hands it to them.
No.
I am Thorn, and I love you. I'll never forget that. I'm sorry what I did to you. But mark my words, Mom and Dad. I'll do everything with these new powers to make it right. I have a team now as she looks to each one of you. And together, we will save the world. As she gets up to her feet, stands, and looks to the stars. And then she notices Aurora. Okay, with all the pleasantries, says Miss Aurora. Time to head back to base.
Can we
Yes.
not do the sonic boom thing? I'm tired of bleeding from my ears.
I think that would be nice. Why don't we all get back into the car and drive back?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm itching to run and test out my abilities.
Aurora,
You could do that out. You could do that outside the car.
Aurora sighs. Fine. It's been a while since I've ridden a human vehicle.
Yes.
She gets
It will be quite
Awkwardly-
novel for you to ride a human vehicle, Aurora.
she
How
gets
many
au-
times?
awkwardly into the back seat next to where Kratos was sitting. By the way, there is still a very large indentation in the seat.
Mm-hmm.
Carmilla will ask Thorn if she can drive.
I don't have a license. I mean, I used
Well,
to have a
that's-
license.
Well, if you used to have a license, that means you do have the skill of driving. Which works for me, she says, in a typical, German, you're going to do this, and I'm gonna go this way now, because I want to.
Yeah, she
Right.
she gets into the driver's seat, clicks in the seatbelt like everyone would, and she starts looking at all these controls, and she's like, okay, somehow manages to put it in gear after a little bit of fumbling. And this is a stick,
Where
by
you
the
going,
way.
Dad?
This is a stick shift. And she says, okay, now we go and immediately stalls.
Carmilla, once they got into the driver's seat, had already took off. They're stuck with her.
And she says, okay, let me try this again. Puts it back into gear. Releases the clutch. The car moves about a couple feet and then stalls out again with a mighty lurch.
And to it, Lapis goes, we had to choose the one vehicle that no one can drive.
For
I'm
Carmilla.
sorry,
Carmilla had
I
no
didn't know. I never
problems.
learned stick. I only know automatics, she says.
Yes. Okay. So who in the vehicle can drive a stick?
No
I
one.
can't. Hang on.
I can't. That's why I'm running.
Yeah, you're outside running. I'm just that I'm not worried about. I'm talking about the people in the car.
Aurora cannot drive
Right.
because she's a god.
She could pop in anywhere she wants to. Yes.
Yeah.
We just determined that Thorn can't drive.
Mm-hmm. Lapis can't
So,
drive.
well,
A
Lapis
stick.
drives. Well,
But not stick.
not
No,
stick.
you
She
were
drives.
driving you were driving the car originally, so yes, you could drive the stick.
I could drive the stick,
Mhm.
but I'm kind of looking at. I look at our last member.
Yeah. Thorn.
No, not
Aurora.
Thorn. No, Camilla. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I look at Camilla and go, do you know how to drive a stick?
Yeah, that's great. She is laughing at all of this, and she'll have.
It's not
She'll-
funny, says Thorn. I hold on, she says as she reaches underneath the the steering wheel, pops the compartment for the fuse box, and you see her sticking her hand in the controls of the car.
Like she's
Hot wiring it.
She's
hot wiring it. That was the word I was looking for. Hot wiring it.
Well,
really. I think she's infesting it so she can drive the damn thing.
roll me an insight check on that one, even though it's kind of meta.
18.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm also going to roll.
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a 13.
Yeah, so yeah, the car literally like the display like flashes green. The radio starts playing like all different types of weird channels like it's possessed. And then the engine roars to life. The shifter miraculously starts moving into gear on its own, and the pedals start moving independently.
Thorn, what did you do?
Nothing, just made the driving experience a little more easier. Now, hang on. As she grabs the wheel with her, she wraps her hands around the wheel, and these like tendrils of like thorns wrap around her hands, like she's gripping the steering wheel for dear life, like she hasn't done this before.
And to what my character goes, we're trying to keep a low profile. We're trying to keep a low profile.
And the car rockets off down the road, bouncing.
Yeah. Yep.
Kratos, you have
Oh
already
boy.
made it to the back to the headquarters.
Yep,
By
you're
this
first
point.
back.
As you come up to the garage with this loud sonic boom, up to the garage as you stop, and there's just a scorch mark behind you from where you ran. You're probably clocking in at about maybe Mach 1.8.
That sounds about right.
And you look
Yeah,
around in
it
the
seems
garage.
like
No one's.
roughly cruising speed to me.
Yeah, no one's there. And one of the door opens, and a technician walks out. Mr. K. I'll just call you that, Mr. K. Is the team back yet? Looking around the garage.
No, I think they were having car troubles.
He sighs. Well, once they get back,
Not been used in hundreds of years, so
and
I chose
flying
to run.
overhead is Carmilla. You're in the car or no?
I think after Thorn got it under control,
Yeah, you're perched on
she'd
the roof.
sigh. Yeah.
Yeah, as barreling down the highway and skidding on two wheels around the corner is this black panel unmarked van with green flames shooting out of the exhaust pipes.
Yeah, the image I have in my head, because I'm playing a lot of Persona 5 Royal, is the Moto van.
Yeah,
the Moto
the
van.
Monomobile.
Yeah, the Motomobile. Just completely black, because I've got it done up special. But I'm just sitting there like, oh, Lord.
As you ran the corner.
I was thinking Ghost Rider if he was a FedEx driver.
Ah, yes! Yes, that works even better! Yes!
Yes. And just to add insult to injury, you nearly clipped a FedEx truck rounding the corner on two wheels, and you just hear of a FedEx like actual semi truck, and you round the corner into the parks, and you're bounding up and down across the cobbles, and Thorn is just like smiling from ear to ear, and she says, "This is fun." As she looks over at you, just stares for like a solid minute, not paying attention to the road. As the gates of the park start coming up to meet you.
Keep an eye on the road. Keep an eye on the road.
She says, "Don't worry." As the car literally skids to does like a skidding stop, like kind of like one of those like spin out stops, and it stops right at the edge of the gates. The engine shuts off and is purring. And she says, "We're here. Did I pass?"
You gave me a heart attack. That's what you did. How old are you?
I'm 26.
You act like you're 17. Dang
these
it.
new powers don't. I'm still learning how to use them. It's gonna be a learning curve, but she
It
lets
is
go of the controls and the car just dies.
You're all older than me, so that doesn't matter. Carmilla says as she lands just behind you guys.
Lapis looks show off.
I mean, you know,
How
use
old
it or
is
lose it, right?
how old is Carmilla?
19.
19. Yeah, she is the youngest of us.
Yeah.
The youngest of the people here because the oldest is Lapis.
Yeah, and Thorn.
Hence
I'm
the
Second
reason-
only to Aurora.
Yeah, well,
Also, you notice that Thorn didn't actually buckle her seatbelt. She was crisscrossed in thorns.
okay. Thorn, come on. Let's
The
Let's
thorns
get you-
release, and she gets out of the car.
Let's get out
as
of the car.
thorns go into her back, into her back, the back of her back, into her body.
I look over at Aurora. Did you enjoy that driving experience? I know you haven't actually been in a vehicle in a bit.
As Thorn walks up to the gates of the IHA, and she says, "So this is where you've been hiding out? The old parks. Interesting."
That sounds suspicious.
I mean, I always wondered where your hideout was, but it was never made
Okay.
known publicly. So whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Let's.
As she walks through the turnstile, "Hello and welcome. Welcome to the same spiel goes off."
We gotta disconnect that. That sounds so bad.
No, you should keep it. It kind of gives this place, the haunted theme park vibe. Keep people away.
I do not want another Five Nights at Freddy's.
And
That-
Thorn
that-
Should Carmilla just looks at her and in a very German way just looks at her and says, "Then you shouldn't have let the world in," and walked off.
and then to add to that comment, Thorn turns and says, "Oh yeah, speaking about Five Nights at Freddy's, I do hear that they keep the warehouse that they used to have a warehouse full of animatronics back in the day. It's somewhere over." As she's like walking through the main street. "Oh, there it is." She points.
I don't. Yes, I realize that. We kind of don't go into that very often because of the Five Nights at Freddy's reference. It's creepy in there at night, and I don't go in there.
I mean, the Baxter brothers made some really cool animatronics. You should read about them.
And we will. Let's get us all settled.
So where's the entrance to this base of yours?
And again, Lapis is being mom / aunt / older sister / whatever else you want to call her.
Something.
Camp counselor.
Yeah.
Yep, cat counselor. And again, she's not wearing glasses, but
She's
puts her
doing that.
fingers. Yeah, she's doing this again. She's kind of. And I have to train these yokels.
Aura says, "Yes, you do," as she gestures to the doors to the hotel.
Who are you calling a yokel? Carmilla says. She's farther back than you think she should have been able to hear you.
Yeah, you're just walking through the turnstiles now. Like they're at the gate. Like they're at they've already gotten pretty much up to where the monorail connects to the hotel.
And Lapis turns around and goes, "Well, hurry up, Bayonetta."
She appears dead in front of you. What was that, Slowpoke?
I'm gonna love this particular
Yeah, it looked like she partially ran, partially turned into mist, and just appeared in front of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now she's looking at Mr. Fast Boy over here. Mr. Fast Strong Boy.
Yeah.
Or-
Who's just standing there leaning against the door frame to the revolving door.
What took you guys so damn long?
Car troubles.
Somebody
Learning
was
to-
learning to drive stick.
I prefer to call it learning to drive thorned.
Oh, that's nice.
She says.
Okay. So
You would not do well in German comedy clubs.
She produces a small flame in her hand. She says, "Don't try me, prick."
hey.
And Aurora
Stop.
just says casually, "There'll be no fighting on campus."
And one of those
People have
reasons.
not used internal combustion vehicles in nearly 1,000 years.
You know, when
Well-
he's right, he's right.
Okay, come along, children, says Aurora.
And
She walks through
Thorn,
the garage.
don't think for a second you're the only one that can control fire. And she'll actually jam her palm into her fangs and draw it back, and her fangs will have actually caught fire.
Okay, if you two are done measuring, can we please go inside?
It's the young people having the contest of I'm better than you, deal with it.
Exactly.
It doesn't help that they both look like heathers.
Yeah, Thorn produces a bunch of thorns from her back, and she says, "Want to throw down right here, right now?"
No.
And Aurora just there's a bright, like, loud. Unfortunately, yes, you're gonna take another point of damage. Sorry, Camilla. There's a loud thunderclap from overhead, and she says, "Enough. All of you, inside now."
Carmilla makes a show of being basically doing the I would still kick your ass, but the boss is telling me not to, and she'll basically lick the flamed blood off of her teeth and then walk in.
And and Aurora just stares daggers at you as you walk past.
You know, a stare of death doesn't work on somebody who's already dead.
She
keeps
doesn't say
walking.
anything.
Come on, you lot.
Thorn just retracts her thorns and just walks in as the
Here,
garage door
just
closes
put it
behind
down.
you.
I'll take care of that in a minute.
And you get into the elevator, go down to the basement, and there's a conference, into a conference room, which has been set up. And she says, "All right, this is Aurora speaking. Now that we're all here and settled, it's best we get to know each other. And
Oh.
I believe our team lead will speak." As she looks at Lapis.
What do you want me to speak about?
Well, first off, we should catch everyone up on what's been happening since they're new.
Well, the only person who doesn't know what's happening is our speedy, muscular friend. I'm pretty sure that that Carmilla and Thorn know what's happening. Rote and verse.
Yes, Thorn says. I watch the news frequently. My parents made me. Yep. Also, Aurora says, "Mr. K, can you please take your feet off the desk?" As she lifts.
Oh, wow.
As she gestures with her hand, and your feet move off the desk against their will onto the floor. Now, you were saying,
No.
Lapis?
So basically, what has happened is heroes have come to this world, and so have villains. There are two. One calling themselves the Queen of Roses,
Oh, I'd like
and
to
the
be
other.
her, says Thorn.
No,
And
you wouldn't.
almost simultaneously, Aurora says the same thing.
Yeah. And the other one is called
Well,
Cheshire.
I'll have to meet them both on the field of battle to beat them, so.
Yeah, they are not nice people. I have met them. Both of them.
Aurora says, I'm a god, and I've tried to take them down. And I'm still trying to take them down. And I'm a god.
I can.
My
So
people
out of
have
character,
taken on gods and won. In our quadrant of the galaxy. Of the
I'll have to
universe.
ask. I'll have to ask you more about your quadrant of the galaxy. We may be neighbors.
for the record, it's entirely Aurora's fault that the Queen of Roses exists in the first place.
Yep.
Aurora just bites her upper lip and says, okay, yes, I know I brought the creation of superheroes too early into this universe, but you can blame my brother primarily for that because he's the one who brought the crisis to your fucking planet. She is mad now as she starts glowing more intensely.
Oh, and okay, turn it off.
I
She slowly
don't
dims.
know.
Look, I have been on this particular.
He opened the treadmill already, and I haven't had a chance to take a look at it. Why?
I,
I'm on the phone with you.
He just took off down the damn stairs right as you called.
oh dear.
All right.
Lapis goes, okay. To catch our speedy muscle-eyed friend. And that happened, and then they took over the world, and basically, we heroes are now, well, against the law.
Stop. Go outside. I'm not supposed to go to work.
And now you guys are going to have to,
No.
Aurora interjects, are going to have to fix this mess
Yeah.
that I indefinitely created way back in the day, but I can't deal with it. So yeah. I've set up quarters for you guys here at base. I also managed to fix your ship, Mr. K. You'll be happy to know that it is functional to a point. The only thing that's not functional is its propulsion systems. It's missing some kind of engine. And also the thing that's called a S drive is missing. Don't ask me about that. I have no idea how it functions or how it works or how to replace it. So basically, the thing is in a static orbit above the planet. You can use it as you wish to call it, I guess, a second base of operations, but the USS Silverlight B is not going anywhere anytime soon. But I managed to save it, so yeah, it's basically just a floating. It's basically another space station you guys can utilize if you like.
In other words, yeah, okay.
Now, as for quarters and stuff on that thing, I have no idea. All I did was put it back in orbit. So, you guys deal with that. I believe there's a training facility here on base.
Yes. I will get to train the three of you that we work cohesively as a team, even though we're going to bicker. I know this is going to happen. I already see it happening.
You can see Thorin just like slowly like playing with her thorns, and like she's bored.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's
so
worried.
when do I get to put? She says, so I know a big muscly man over here is dying to punch something. When can I strangle someone with these? She holds up a thorn as it slowly retracts into her hand.
When you're done with your trading.
Why
Another
not
mo-
daring?
Well, that we're trying not to kill each other before we actually get out there. I mean, I know you're dead already, but trying to kill anybody else?
That's fair.
All right. Now,
For the record, she does have no heartbeat. When
Thorn just sighs.
yeah, she's a vampire.
Who
For all
knew
intents
being a
and purposes.
superhero could be so boring? All the
Literally
bureaucracy in the
everyone.
world. It's why can't you just go out and save the day, like in the comics?
because this isn't comics. This is real life.
And people like to sue people. It's
And you
very
need to
odd.
be trained. I mean, even in the comics, they train the superheroes, at least the new ones.
She says. Okay, well then, what are we doing sitting around a conference table?
Getting to know each other. By the way, for anyone that cares, I did actually come up with my own code name. I
did
didn't
you
have one before. Well,
really?
yeah.
And Thorn says, "Oh, I love code names."
Well, I'm assuming Thorn is
My
yours.
code name is from my time in my
For
people's
me,
military.
I decided on
Hang on. He was telling us his code name.
My commanding officers used to
joke.
joke around and call me Kratos.
No, Carmilla.
As I caused
I
plenty of chaos.
I made the assumption Thorn was her code name. He said code names are fun.
Yes, code names are fun. All right. So we have Kratos, Thorn, Carmilla, Lapis Witch,
Sanguine.
Sanguine. Sanguine. I like
Yes.
Sanguine better than I like Carmilla.
She raises an eyebrow.
What?
Aurora says,
I will let
"Okay,
that pass.
well, now that you all are acquainted, feel free to explore the facility. Any area that's restricted is off limits, obviously. And you listen to your leader. And I have godly things to do. And yes, Mrs. Sanguine, I will spare you the ear rape." She gets up and walks out of the room, closing the door behind her, leaving all of you in the room together, staring at each other.
And are we ending it?
And that is where we're ending today's game.
Yeah. That's kind of what I thought.
So what did you guys think of today's new launch of our superhero game?
I liked it. I did.
I liked it.
Yeah,
Yep.
now everybody gets to deal with German sarcasticness and dryness.
You mean German?
Yes.
You can't tell if they're joking or not.
German
That's true.
sarcastic.
Anyway,
And Kratos is only beginning to discover what his true abilities here on
yeah.
Earth are.
yeah, that is very
fun.
true. That
Yep.
is very true.
So far, he knows he's got Sonic's. And
Lapis is now the dead
until-
mother of a group of crazies.
Yes.
Yep.
And I knew that when I jumped into this, so
Yeah.
I get to be leader.
And what? Harper hasn't even shown up yet, and we haven't even mentioned Harper.
Well, you just did twice.
Well, yes, but he hasn't even shown. Well, in the story, you have
Okay.
our new heroes don't know anything about this Harper.
Well,
And for the
Yet.
record, you're right. You are the boss because I didn't want to be.
thank you.
I don't mind being the boss, but it's something I would rather earn.
I mean, I am amazingly self-aware. I get it.
But the hero with the most experience should probably
Would be
the
Lapis.
leader.
Yeah, yeah, it's Lapis.
Yeah.
On that note,
I am
Let us-
Kate USA, AKRT Studios, your production supervisor and also god with itty bitty living spaces to deal with. and I have to wrangle around these people while making loud noises.
Please don't.
I
Sorry,
am.
I was trying to make a loud clap in my microphone, but it did. I hurt my hands doing it instead.
That's
As I
fine.
should suffer for. Yes. Ow.
I am Trisha Welsh. I play Lapis Witch. I also stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Tuesdays, we're doing Persona 5 Royal. Wednesday is right at the moment is Diablo 3. Thursday, I am going to start playing Wilder Myth, but I usually play Stardew Valley. And on Friday, which is Space Fridays, we are playing Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yep.
Now
Just
I'm
raisins.
going. And now I'm going down.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's me.
Yes,
Hi.
yes, that's you.
I'm Katie Wynn. I played the ironically turned vampire turned sanguine, who is proving everything that her ancestor wrote is actually fairly accurate.
Except we've never seen a vampire be a hero.
They're usually
Not
the
sure
villains.
Blade would count.
Yeah, but Blade is a daywalker, not necessarily a
Yeah, so is Blood Rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is it?
Moonlight. The show Moonlight. He was a doctor that helped solve crimes.
Oh,
What's that
yeah.
other movie? There's two movies that are like called it's like the vampire and the werewolf movie. And they all both work together.
You mean Twilight?
No, not that one. It's
I mean, then you have Celine. You have Michael.
Yeah.
You have
I think you're talking Underworld.
Underworld. Thank you. I was just about to look
Underworld.
it up.
There's actually like 4
let's see
movies
what
to
else.
it.
You have both vampires from the show Being Human. They were genuinely good people.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true.
Lesson learned today: vampires. Not
I
all
think the
vampires
vampires
suck.
in
Yeah, I mean, you know,
are technically
just
daywalkers
because we have
and
to hurt
technically
people
heroes.
for sustenance does not make us monsters. Or else you'd have to look at a lion the same way, or a vampire bat the same way.
That is very true.
New guy, it's your turn. Have fun.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I play the
If he's there.
charismatic and super powerful, somewhat could be considered God Kratos. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Well, yes, we will see. I do believe that is.
He may indeed have the powers to rival that of a god.
Maybe. All right, and I also played Blackthorn, who is my new player-based character, GM player character. Because Harper is obviously out of the picture for the time being because of the story continuing. But maybe he might make an appearance. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what our heroes do in the next episode of Heroes Core New Genesis. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next time, next week, on Saturday for a.
It involves a blue box.
Yes, a blue box that goes
and a cult and an uppity human that's about to stare down what a real goddess looks like.
Yes, and also Daleks, lots of Daleks. Until then, go take out your trash, and we'll see you next time in the superhero universe. Until then, thanks for joining us, and always be empowered to play. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye.
Why
Another season we leave behind. Another story that's got me blind. Got only you on my mind. I couldn't face what I couldn't find. Just need to know I need peace of mind. Where are you now? Even though I won't believe it, the truth is a lie, we are healing. Even though words are deceiving, you move on. 'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me smile, if only for a while. There's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. Believe in you and me. I'm all alone down the steady road, just full of thoughts about to explode. Facing the night. Even though I won't believe it, the truth is a lie, we are healing. Even though words are deceiving, you move on. 'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me smile, if only for a while. There's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. Believe in you and me. I gotta get away from here. I gotta get it through my head that even though I lost, I'll find something better. I'm running all around this town. This feeling has me stepping down. But I don't wanna have to breathe too much longer. 'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me smile, if only for a while. There's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. Believe in you
Stay tuned after the show because we'll be raiding in to one of our close friends. Thanks for joining us here on Heroes Core New Genesis. Until next time.
Over the past 5 decades, the Pegasus Travel Company has strived to deliver the highest standard of travel excellence our customers have become accustomed to. But this time, we've gone from being ordinary to truly extraordinary. From breathtaking views, premium fine dining, and exquisite services, it's no wonder our company soars above the rest. However, this time, we want to invite you to experience something truly unique. Something otherworldly, something breathtaking, introducing an experience that surpasses all emotion, all expectations, leaving you speechless in all senses of your imagination, introducing a sensation that soars above them all and brings harmony to us all. Welcome aboard the Harmony of the Stars. Be attuned to every wonder, exclusively available from the Pegasus Travel Company. Tickets available now for our maiden voyage across the stars. Book now while space is available. Visit our website at www.pegasustravelgroups.com/home/harmony to learn more about this amazing once-in-a-lifetime experience. Soar towards the stars this March during our maiden voyage on March 9th and become part of the Harmony of the Stars. The Harmony of the Stars, exclusively flying in the Star Citizen Saturn star systems. Limited cabin spaces available. Book now while supplies last. Pegasus Rewards members can now receive access to this vessel as part of our newest travel offer. Use promo code HARMONY924 to receive complimentary tickets and free passage aboard the only starship in the Star 5i Citizen galaxies. The Harmony of the Stars, by the Pegasus Corporation. Soar towards something new.
Hey everyone! Ever stumbled upon a treasure trove of gaming that just blew your mind? That's exactly what happened to me with RTE Studios on Twitch. This is seriously the hotspot for Dungeons & Dragons enthusiasts and tabletop RPG lovers. What hooked me was how they blend epic storytelling with gameplay, transforming each session into an unforgettable adventure. It's not just watching, it's feeling empowered to join the saga with your buddies. So, if you're ready to dive into a world where every game tells a story, hop onto RTE Studios on Twitch. Get ready to explore, engage, and be empowered. Don't just take my word for it, check it out and experience the adventures firsthand. RTE Studios, a place where you can always be empowered to play.